Well, we are at our second port stop and it's not what we were planning. We weren't able to go to the perfect day at Coco Cay because of weather, so it was not going to be perfect. They diverted our ship instead to Fort Lauderdale. We have absolutely no idea what there is to do here, so we've been Googling frantically over the past couple of hours last night and then this morning, and we think we have a plan, but really we're just gonna see where this day takes us. I'm Sarah and this is my husband Alan. We work 9 to 5s, but use our vacation time to cruise, visit resorts, check out new cities, camp, and find awesome food and breweries along the way. Stick around for videos on things to do, tours, and helpful travel tips. In this video, I'll be sharing how we spent the day in Fort Lauderdale when our ship had to divert from the original itinerary. We made the most of it and tried to see what we could, even though conditions weren't working in our favor. And if you want to see what else we got up to on our cruise, be sure to check out some of my other Oasis of the Seas cruise videos linked in the description below. Now let's get into Fort Lauderdale. Luckily, we didn't have any tours booked for the perfect day at Coco Cay. We were just going to wander around and enjoy a nice leisurely beach day, so now we're going to find something to do. There were lots of taxis lined up waiting for passengers, but many people were opting to take Ubers instead. So when we got off the ship, there was a little booth giving out these pamphlets to let you know what there is to do in Fort Lauderdale. It was actually quite helpful. There's a little map inside and they also have the attractions marked. And they were offering free shuttles to Olas Blvd, I believe it was. So that's a main shopping and bar area here in Fort Lauderdale. We decided we weren't going to do that though. We are headed to our first stop and we've called our Uber, so we'll see you when we get there. Okay, our first stop of the day is Flamingo Gardens. It was a 20-minute Uber ride, cost us about $20 US to get here, and now we are going inside to check it out. It almost feels like we have the whole place to ourselves here. We aren't inside yet, but there's no crowd, which is such a change from the ship. Technically, this attraction is located in Davie, Florida, but it's still pretty close to Fort Lauderdale to make it somewhere you could easily visit from the port. Admission to get in was $24 per adult, so it cost us $48, and as soon as we walked in, we were greeted with peacocks. So now we're gonna go check out some of these displays. We already see a few roaming cats as well, and I'm gonna go try and make friends. Okay, that one doesn't want to be my friend. We're gonna go tour around now. Flamingo Gardens is a 60-acre property with lush gardens and various birds and wildlife. It's one of the oldest botanical gardens and attractions in South Florida, according to their website. It's also the premier Everglades Learning Center and South Florida Wildlife and Botanical Sanctuary. As of 2022, they've added 955 plants and rescued 583 animals. The garden features over 3,000 species of rare and exotic tropical, subtropical, and native plants and trees. There are beautiful shaded walking paths, and it was a really nice property to explore. They also have a birds of prey center that opened up in 1990, and this area was to house birds of prey that couldn't be re-released into the wild. And the birds of prey collection here is one of the largest and most inclusive in the US. They have quite a few different birds of prey here. I just saw, I think it was an eagle and a hawk, and they have a live demonstration at the amphitheater, but we probably won't be here for that. We are in the aviary now, so this is an open-aired space for the birds to wander around and fly around. They've got some really large pelicans and other birds, and I'm just afraid of getting pooped on because those birds have really big poops and they're just everywhere. So I think I'm gonna hustle through this spot. The aviary has over 250 birds with more than 45 species native to Florida. Okay, that's weird. If you really like birds and want to get up close to take some good shots without bars in the way, this is an excellent spot. I would just recommend bringing a hat just so you don't worry about getting pooped on like me. I didn't get pooped on, but I don't want to get pooped on. Number 14, do not look up with your mouth open. So I am totally justified in saying that I don't want to get pooped on, because that's actually a rule on the rule board. We are now in Owl Alley, and there are some signs posted saying don't be alarmed, the owls just enjoy napping, and we have seen quite a few having a snooze. We made it to the flamingo pond, and I can confirm they do have flamingos here. There are actually quite a few that are very vibrant pink, and they also have a few that are white with just a hint of pink on them. There are lots of birds roaming around here, so if you're not a fan of birds, I definitely would not recommend this park. But if you just like to see them and enjoy the nature view, they've got beautiful pathways that are shaded here. I would recommend it for something to do. Okay, a bonus that I wasn't expecting when we were visiting is that they actually have some alligators here as well. One is a big one, like maybe 8 feet long or more. But anyways, that's the closest I think I've ever been to an alligator in Florida. And that's the closest I ever really want to be. I just got even more excited because they have otters here, and I love river otters, and there's a pair. We also saw a huge tortoise, so I'm actually having more fun than I thought I would. Another neat thing here is that they have a tram, and I believe it's included in your admission. Overall thoughts. I don't think it was necessarily worth $24 per person, but I did enjoy the nice scenery, the nice shade, and checking out some of the animals, especially the otters. I thought it was cool to see the alligators, and the tortoise was pretty cool too. Plus the flamingos.
Yeah, and I was impressed how up close and personal you can get with a lot of them. Overall, It's a great experience.
Now we're off to spot number 2.
Stop number 2 was Fort Lauderdale Beach, and it took us an extraordinarily long time to get there due to heavy traffic in the area for an event.
Our next stop is a very windy beach. We wanted to just come and check out the water because we thought it would be a nice day to just sit and enjoy a drink at the water. I don't think that's the case here, and this is probably why they canceled our day at Perfect Day at Coco Cay, because this would not be perfect.
We spent a few minutes looking around and taking photos, but the wind was too much for us, so we carried on. Our next stop was supposed to be the Jungle Queen Riverboat cruise, but because of the Fort Lauderdale boat show, the area was closed down and we couldn't get through.
Well, unfortunately, things did not go as planned today. Not that we really had a plan, because we had to figure this out as we were going, but the Fort Lauderdale boat show or yacht show is taking place right now, and it is absolute chaos down there. So we weren't able to go do the river cruise that we were getting to. That was our third technical stop, so we just couldn't even get through, so couldn't even try. It is total chaos here. Very windy today also, so stops 2 and 3 were a total bust, but I think if we came and it was a nicer day and the boat show wasn't in Fort Lauderdale, we would have been able to have a much nicer day here. We're just gonna give up and head back to the ship, but hopefully one day in the future we get to do this all over again. But hey, ship happens.
We're actually not even sure if the boat was running, but we started our walk to find the shuttle instead.
Walking and sweating. We don't even really know where we are.
After a very long walk, we found Olas Blvd and made our way to the main strip where they had restaurants, shopping, and other attractions. It was a pretty busy area, but we didn't stop anywhere because we were on a mission to get back to the ship. Because we didn't take the free shuttle downtown, we didn't actually know where the pickup spot was, but we did eventually find it and got a seat and headed back to the ship.
We made it back onto the ship, and if you're looking from the ship outward, there really isn't a whole heck of a lot right near this port. You really do have to take a shuttle or an Uber or a taxi to go anywhere. It doesn't even really look like it should be walked. There's no sidewalks leading out of this terminal specifically, and I believe we're in Terminal 18. Anyways, I'll give you a quick view of what it looks like here in the port. As you can see, there's a lot of activity happening in the port area today, and this right behind this ship here was where we were today. That's where you want to go if you want to go to the beach or if you want to go to Olas Blvd. That's where the shopping and restaurants are. We were there for part of the day, but now we're back on the ship because there wasn't a whole lot for us to do out there. It would have been nice probably if we could have planned in advance and had more time to pick what we wanted to do and knew where we wanted to go, but we had to do everything very last minute. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed seeing what we got up to on our port day here in Fort Lauderdale. Like I said, we didn't really have a whole lot of notice or time to plan anything, so we made the best of the day with what we could. As you can see, if the wind here is this bad, it's probably much worse on Coco Cay, so we'll have to plan another trip there in the future. And as always, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more travel videos coming soon. I'll catch you in the next one.
Stay tuned for my next video where I'll be sharing our DIY walking tour of Nassau, Bahamas, and what we were able to see and do on that visit.
That one's good too.